Be prepared for highly offensive language from the start and throughout, and adult and sexual themes.
Eviction night of the series, and Christopher's walked off into the sunset. Oh, Maloney, bless him. He's going to be joining me on my sofa very shortly. But as for the rest of the celebs, it's time for them to clean up because Gillian McKeith's in that house. Do you know what? I know there's a lot of people have been saying today, like, oh, why Gillian McKeith? There you go.
Why.
That's why. She went in. And there you go. Their January detox starts right here. And let's face it, this lot fell off the wagon in week 1. Am I right? Fucking state of them. Well, listen, we've also got all the latest fallout from the house. And as ever, the truth extractor of Borehamwood's going to be here giving his little drill in, yeah? But before all of that, I've got some culinary delights for you. It is time to meet my panel. They are firm, they are ripe, and they are ready, let me tell you. First up is a man so tasty. If he was a plate, he'd be a lovely slice of Welsh rarebit. It's the gorgeous Matt Johnson! One of them, look at the beard on it. Next on the menu, he had such a lovely time on his debut. He's been begging for another bite of our botched cherry, let me tell you. It's former fat boy Ricky Norwood! And finally, she's easily tonight's special. She can tickle my taste buds any time she bloody well wants. It is the delectably delicious Rusty Lee's back! Hang on a minute. Stand up. Look at the weight she's lost. Look at her. Look at her. You stand up. Fit. Go on, girl. Working it. Mind that shawl. Mind that shawl. Costs money, babe. Now, listen, before we go any further, I've got to draw your attention to something very special. It is a very, very special piece of kit that I've installed tonight for the show. Yeah? So, come with me. I've been taking inspiration from the GC herself. Oh. I give you the F it button.
Fuck it.
There you go. There you go. Rusty, you all right? Do you want to have a go?
Fuck it.
There you go. So if we've got any messing about tonight, I'm going to be getting on that button, all right? You've all been warned. That includes you as well. So there we have it. Christopher was the 5th evictee of the series. Matt, let's start with you. Is the right person gone?
I think so. He's actually quite a nice guy. Yes. I liked his relationship with Daniela in there, but yes, it's getting to that point now where the boring ones are going to have to go and the entertaining ones are going to have to stay, and he's the right person to go.
Rusty, what were you making of it?
I like Christopher very much, but I really believe that his time is up now. He has been very supportive to Daniel, which I think is fantastic, but now we need him out because there's so much going on with the other characters. We need to see more.
There is a lot going on in there. Ricky,
yes.
why do you think the public didn't vote to save him?
It's just because of all the drama that are coming from the other contestants right now. I kind of liked him. He brought some balance and he tried to bring some peacekeeping to the house, which was nice, you know.
Which was rare in that one.
Yeah,
rare.
It was. So it was nice to have that kind of balance from him. But obviously, because he's not as kind of, you know, interesting as the rest of them right now, it's made sense.
There's no romance.
There's no romance for him going on right
He's got a fiancée, he's all right, Rusty. Stop trying to say him out. Does anyone agree?
Fuck it.
Does anyone agree, disagree that he's gone?
I agree. I think that, you know, everybody else is really giving an input, and he was there, but I think it was the right time for him to come out.
You thought it was the right time? Who thinks it wasn't the right time? Oh, we are. Trust it to be up there.
I just think he needs to stay in there for Daniela, really, because I think she's going to have a real breakdown, and I think she needs to get away from Gemma as well.
We want to see the breakdown.
Do you know what? In all fairness, I think that is a valid point. He's been very, very close with Daniela. He's been very close with Daniela, so I think we're going to have to watch her because he is a good friend of hers on the outside as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But in other news, it's detox time. I can't do the dance. For legal reasons, Gillian McKeith is in and she is on a mission to choose the most toxic housemate. So, Rusty, what are we making of our, and I've got to say this right, holistic food and lifestyle guru?
Oh, wow.
Well,
what are we making of her?
Well, she should talk about cleansing people. I think she needs more cleansing than anybody else.
Rusty's going.
Tell us what you're eating.
Rusty in the house.
Whatever could you mean, musty leg?
What do I mean? Well, I think she's very harsh. Everyone, when we
went
go, we go, if you're going to cleanse someone, you start off being quite nice to them, and then, but not go in with the knife, bang!
She don't care. Go on, Rusty, go on.
Fuck it.
The first time I've sworn on telly.
Well, she did put Stephanie, Scotty T. John and Tiffany into the detox clinic. I had a little walkabout there earlier. It's really eerie. I didn't like it. Ricky, who out of them four do we think is going to struggle the most in the clinic?
I think she's got a right on all of them, to tell you the truth. So I think they're all going to have a period of time where they're kind of like finding it difficult to deal with her and also deal with what she wants from them as well. Because, like you said, Rusty, she went in very, very harsh and she went in very... Even with her look, she didn't even come in warm. It was
I mean, the
like,
dress was all sunshine and rainbows, but the face...
What was on the dress, Rylan? Was it flowers?
I think it was sunflowers.
Or was it, you know...
Papier-mâché.
Papier-mâché. The one that she made earlier, maybe, I don't know.
Joe, I'll talk to Gok in the morning. We'll ask her. Well, listen, we saw on last night's show that Gemma was using her healing hands to help Darren with his blockage. How do we think Gemma and Gillian are going to get on? Because I think they both can help with all of that. Do you think we're going to see a clash of the blockage relievers?
I don't know, what are we talking about? What's happened to the world? I think I think anybody telling Gemma what to do will be interesting. And I think that combination will be wonderful. Like, Gemma's used to telling people what to do in her kind of way, so anybody cutting through that would be wonderful. And literally, Gillian will be shit stirring. I mean,
Well, talking of keeping it healthy, you know, we like to let our guests have a nice time and stuff, but, you know, I think, because it's eviction night, we let them have a little beverage, but in honour of Detox Week, I think we should get rid of them beverages and replace them with wheatgrass shots instead.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let's get healthy. Have we got the shots anywhere? Come on in, bring them in, darling. There you are. Get rid of that champagne. No, you're not having that. I want to see you all do these. Here they are. Look at
press
you.
the button.
Hang on, hold up, Rusty. Calm yourself, girl. 1 minute, bro.
Don't drink it.
Wait, no, we've got another ta-da. There we go. OK, right. Right, so do a little countdown, ready? 3, 2, 1, go for it. Nice. Well, yeah. That'll relieve your blockages, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
What is that?
Rusty, is there anything you want to do?
That is nasty.
Well, listen, I'm going to leave them with their shots, but now my next person is as clean as a whistle. She's got more sparkle than a rare gem, I'll tell you for nothing. It is the absolutely flawless Emma Willis. Bit knackered, babe.
Bit tired tonight, yeah?
It's nearly midweek, babe.
Oh, I can't sit down elegantly anymore
Look
either.
at her. Don't worry.
Like, my belly's just hanging everywhere.
But we love her, Billy. We do. We do.
Let's be elegant.
I've got to ask you. Well, it's the first time for you. How was it tonight?
Tonight was fun. Tonight was, you know, he got a great reception.
Yeah.
He milked it up there
Loved
for
it.
as long as possible. So much so we had a shorter interview because he took so long up there. You know, I think he seemed in the house like quite a nervous person and someone who wants to. He's a bit of a people pleaser by how he came across. So I think had he have got a bad reception, he might have been a bag of nerves in that interview. But he was quite relaxed.
It was him?
My guess, before the show was Christopher or Jeremy, purely based on how much fan base you perceive them to have. And I thought of everybody that was up, they would probably have the least. Because, do you know what I mean? You just never know. But with respect of, did the right person go? It depends what you're after. I
Depends
think
what you fancy, darling.
depends what you fancy. Christopher leaving the house probably isn't going to change too much. However, had somebody like Jeremy gone, it would have made a massive difference to the house. And that would have been quite interesting to
shook
see.
it up a bit
No,
more.
I'm not saying that he deserved to go or anything. I'm just saying, you know,
Looking at the house dynamics.
looking at the house dynamics, that would have played a bigger part in that.
Our audience just brought up about Daniela. She's very, very close with Chris. She's
Yeah.
pretty much confident in there.
Yeah.
How do you think she's going to handle it now?
Well, she's got Gemma, hasn't she?
Has she?
Well, she has, but is she the naughty one on the shoulder, whereas Chris was
Yeah. Little angel and devil
angel
situation.
on the shoulder? So he, you know, I think, she very much did have him, but she's got Darren as well. You've got, remember, they go way back by the sounds of it, and he's a very rational man by the sounds of it. And, you know, she talks about how much she kind of respects him and likes him. So I think she'll be all right. I think she's had her freak out moments in the last week when she tried to escape a couple of times.
A couple of times, babe.
And hopefully, you know, she'll have a calm time now.
We're talking of a calm time. We decided to chuck Gillian McKeith in, just for the crap. How do you think the housemates are going to deal being under Gillian's regime? Because she don't look like she's taking any prisoners, babe.
What? No, she doesn't. I think they'll all kind of play ball. Tiffany looked quite happy at what she said about her sexual
Am I?
prowess. She
Oh
was
my God,
like,
thank
yeah.
you! How long there?
Yeah, she was. She did make me laugh last night, Tiffany.
Oh, I had Megan on the show.
Oh my gosh, that's what you're dealing with! I was like,
Yeah, but I had Megan on the show.
Can I just touch you? What are you doing?
What are you doing, girl?
I honestly, it was it has been the series of, is this actually happening?
Literally.
Oh, I just want to bite it. She was just...
Oh, thanks for
Couldn't
bringing that
believe it.
back up.
Anyway, Gillian McKeith, sorry. Gillian...
You've just gone from penis to Gillian McKeith. The show's at an all-time low now.
Segue. Gillian, how's she going to get on? I heard, who was saying, when I was up the stairs, I heard someone saying about they didn't know how Gemma would deal with her. Because she doesn't like being told what to do, and she is a healer as well.
I mean, she heals. Healing
So,
hands.
you know, there might be a butting of heads there, but, you know, she's not a permanent housemate, so...
She's a house guest.
She's a guest.
She's a house
As part of
guest.
the task.
She's a house guest.
So, yeah.
Well, listen, as ever, everyone wants to know what you think about everything. So we opened up the Twitter. 'cause
Opened
that's
up
what
the
we do.
We opened up the Twitter.
We opened up the Twitter, babes, because we can do that on
That
here.
Twitter thing.
We're important. So let's take a little look at the board.
Yeah.
What we got this evening? Oh, I was only 5. Oh, we've lost one for some reason. What do you want?
Wet or blow?
Wet or blow? Go on, girl. Oh, yeah, would you rather have a hairdryer or hot water for a whole day?
Would you rather have a hairdryer? I want hot water.
I
don't need a hairdryer.
No?
No,
She'll take the hot water, guys.
take the hot
Great question. I've got time for one more. Let's go back to the board. Go on.
water. Trick or tweet?
Trick or tweet? That's a mouthful. Ask Emma, do you have a routine before a live show or any superstitions? That's a good one.
Do we have... I have to have... It's not happening tonight, which is freaking me out a little bit.
What?
And I'm also advertising my coat. Sorry,
good
my
girl.
tag was out.
Good girl. They'll send you one now.
I
babe.
have to have my microphone around the one specific side of my body, but it's the other side tonight. It's going around that way.
So what, are you left?
I'm
You're
a right.
I'm a left.
It has to go round this way and come up.
I do that.
Before the eye opens, we all say, have a great show, everybody. And then I...
Walk out and do the show?
No, I go, right, please, please, please let me get through this without fucking up. And
And it seems to work.
then the eye opens and I go, "Hey!"
Just on that note, go home, go to bed. It's Emma Willis, everyone. Stay with me because Christopher is waiting in the wings for his encore, but It's not just a standing ovation he's going to be getting, because he's got a seat in the dentist chair as the Truth Extractor of Boreham Wood is back! This ain't just any old checkup. I warn you, this is going to hit a nerve. Cut it. Don't go anywhere. Sing after the break, darling. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side, or as Tiffany would say, come to mama. That's all we want. And now here's my X Factor Famalam with a lovely fake tan. And if that weren't enough, he's got the Barlow on the speed dial. And that's what it's all about. Give it up for Christopher Maloney! Sit down, have a beverage, enjoy yourself. Oh, it's like old times. Oh, it's like old times. Well, how are you?
I'm good.
Are you well been up to much?
Not much, not for the last 3 weeks.
Just done a little show.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we'll have a catch up in a bit, but let's talk about you. You've had a bit of time now to let this all sink in. You've been out the house. How does it feel to be back in the real world?
It's amazing. It's amazing, honest to God. It's just surreal in there. It's absolutely surreal, and I'm just so glad to be out.
Glad to be out.
He's glad to be out. It's a madhouse.
Let's talk about Immunity Weekend, because obviously it was a bit of a twist, and it meant that Gemma, Stephanie and Darren all didn't face the public vote this week. Do you feel that you've been done by, or do you think, it's the game?
No, I mean, not at all. I mean, for me, it was a look at the draw, really. But, I mean, obviously, with Gemma getting immunity, she didn't take part in any of the tasks, really.
I'm going to be asking you that in a minute. You wait.
But, I mean, she didn't take part in any of the tasks and she got immune. So I think it would have been better, obviously, not for me, but obviously someone else that did deserve it, you know what I mean, in the house, that really deserved immunity. But, you know, she got it, and, you know, fair play to them. It was a look at the draw.
Good luck to her.
Good luck to her, good luck to her.
Well, listen, let's talk about Daniela.
Yeah.
Because I know that you've been friends with Daniela for years. And...
Well, you introduced us?
I did. Well, it's me. It's all up to me.
It's all up to
just bringing people together.
I
do. Let's talk about when you went in, because you two had obviously had a bit of a fallout.
Yeah.
There was Aberdeen Angus beef between you two. Let's be fair. How did you feel walking down that staircase, seeing her at the bottom of them stairs?
I was shitting myself. Literally shitting myself, I thought. Because, you know, I know what she's like, and I know what she can be like, and I just thought, shit. It's like, what is it, something to the wolves or something? I don't know.
Like fed to the lions.
Yeah, fed to the lions, really. But we sorted it out. I mean, she's a great girl, you know. You know, she was there for me, I was there for her, and we did have to sort things out quite quickly.
That's what I was going to say, because it was obviously playing on your mind, and you brought it up a couple of times to both of you.
Yeah.
How did you feel once you finally resolved it and you were back on track?
It was great. I mean, do you know what? It was other people shit staring. You know, it was other people shit staring, and it wasn't anything to do with us. And she was quite stubborn, and I was quite stubborn, and you know, it all led to this big, you know, drama. But we had to sort it out, because I'll tell you what, there's so much else happening in that house. It's craziness. So we had to get it sorted straight away.
Chris, we've seen it. We've seen it
straight away.
Well, listen, it weren't just your relationship with Daniela that grabbed the headlines in the house. Should we have a little look at your box bits? Let's do it.
Every time I hear the word eviction, it always makes my stomach turn.
They might cancel the eviction.
Oh, do you know what, Gemma? This is hard enough as it is. Will you just leave out?
Sorry, I know you're a softie. They might cancel the eviction.
All right, mate.
I need to be sick.
Calm down. What a load of bollocks. Where's Chris? Chris!
I'm a bit worrying about him a little bit.
Oh, fucking, now my nerves fucking... What the fuck?
It's eviction tomorrow, isn't it? Chris, you all right, lad?
Chris, please.
Oh, Chris!
Fuck right off.
No, someone spray something.
Chris, cheer up.
I don't think he wants to overly talk about it, because then he feels like it looks like a thing.
It's just so hard.
Maloney,
what are you like?
Listen, let me just put this out there. We go back.
We do.
I do worry about you, Chris. I do. And I worry about that gag reflex. So I thought, what can I do? Stop it.
Hang on, it was
Hold up. What can I do to make your time better in the long run?
Go on.
So I thought I'd make you your very own bot sick bag. You look after that.
Thank you so
I was
much.
having an off day there, I'm not going to lie.
It's fabulous,
But
thank
listen,
you.
the task did always get you going, especially you were saying in that clip, the fermented egg and stuff like that. But talking of tasks, you brought it up, Gemma. We've got to talk about her.
Yeah.
How did it feel for you? You're sitting there spewing your guts up. And Gemma, I ain't doing it. I don't do games. She don't. How did that make you feel?
Do you know what? I mean, like, if I was going in it, you know, I wanted to throw my whole self in it and do the tasks and stuff. And Gemma's just Gemma, really. You know, she just, if she doesn't want to do something, she won't do it. You know what I mean? She won't do it. And I don't think she did really any tasks at all, really.
She got a blow dry.
Oh, yeah, she got a blow dry.
She got a blow dry. But you got on really well with her, especially at the beginning. And
yeah,
a couple of people said, oh, you're acting a bit like a lapdog and stuff like that. Then you sort of started to see what other people were saying. I mean, what's the relationship like with you two now? Like...
Do you know, I didn't know who Gemma was, because obviously I haven't watched Howie, unfortunately, and I didn't know who GC was. So it was hard to know who exactly she was. And do you know what? The last couple of days I got to know her a little bit better, and she's calmed down a little bit.
She seems to have calmed down.
She's
from what
calmed
we've
down.
seen.
She said she's changed over a new leaf, but within 12 hours, I'm not sure.
You wait until them extensions start getting frazzled.
There was that blow dry, you know, that's
the
done
blow
a brain
dry,
in.
sorted it right out. But she's obviously very close with Daniela. You are very close with Daniela. A lot of people have said maybe she's, like Emma just said, you were the angel on Daniela's shoulder and Gemma was a bit of a devil. How do you think Daniela's going to cope in there now without you in there with the GC's influence?
Oh, do you know, I mean, Daniela's got a good head on her shoulders, but she's quite vulnerable at the moment. She is quite vulnerable. So I hope that she stays strong and positive, because I really want her to do well. I really want her to do well in this. Because she's had a lot of shit, and I just hope that she does really well. I really do.
Let's talk about you and how old you are. Because this is what we do on this show. You had a little joke with John earlier in the week and you said, I feel like a bit of an old man. How was it living with the youngsters in there?
Oh, do you know, the breath of fresh air, honest to God. I mean...
they've had their dramas, let's be fair.
Yeah. Do you know what? They make me laugh, though. I mean, all I did was laugh. I mean, I don't know whether it was showing or whatever, but they had a good crack. You know, they're a great bunch of people. And I haven't laughed. I haven't stopped laughing.
He hasn't stopped laughing?
I haven't stopped laughing. I haven't. People are saying, did you enjoy it? I was like, yeah, I loved it.
But I've got to ask you, what was harder? Big Brother or The X Factor?
Oh, Ryland! Big Brother.
Yeah. Oh!
Big Brother!
We're tough. We are tough.
You are, honest to God, I mean, it did push me to the limits, and especially the puppet task. 2.5 days of dressed and being like a puppet. Oh, it was a nightmare.
I saw you fiddling with my puppet. I see him fiddling with my puppet.
Did you see it?
I've seen it all. I live here. Oh, well, listen, Chris, you have been a great housemate.
Thank you
I don't
so
like
much.
to send anyone away empty-handed. I know you've got your sick bag.
Oh, I have.
But you leaving wouldn't be complete without your very own set of Ryland Stairwell bags.
Oh! Thank you so much.
Come here, you. Oh, shocking. Drink after me. Well done, both. He's broke the tooth to right, that's it. Liability. 6 months I lived with it. Fuming, Fuming. Well, is it from the momentous Tufi Tara to the moment that they all dread? Spin round, Chris. Because it's time for him to turn red. That's
nice colour.
Lovely colour, babes. We've been trying for years. Listen, we're going to be hearing more from him later, because he's going to be joining my panel of dreams. But for now, give it up for Christopher Maloney, guys. Always fun. Coming up, we're going to be talking about the rest of tonight's action, and Christopher is going to be facing his toughest crowd yet as our very own bots panel, and that lot are going to be asking the question. And that will be followed by a visit from the truth extractor of Boreham. Oh, don't go anywhere. I'll see you after this break. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Celebrity Big Brothers bit on the side. Still to come, Christopher's going to have his crowning moment when he meets TV's most dastardly dentist. Oh, I can hear him. I can hear him. What? It's an appointment you won't want to miss. Plus, we'll be popping over to the house for a chunk of exclusive house action. But first, it is time to talk about the rest of tonight's show, and our panel have kindly shuffled along for Christopher, everyone. Here he is. So let's start with Tiffany. She said she always knew the boys would have their wicked way with her. She knew it. Christopher, were you as confident for her as she was?
Do you know what? Right, we did play Truth or Dare, and it was my fault on that.
It's his fault!
Something to do, wasn't it?
Yes, well done.
Trying to make his own little film there. Well, she said she wanted to go out with a bang. Ricky, is she on track?
Probably, if it's up to her, then yes, I think so. The thing is, I think she's coming with a lot of kind of, like, you know, drama and angst. You've seen her in the diary room. I think her diary room entries have been excellent.
Brilliant.
They've been brilliant, they've been spot on, and you've got to know her in there. So her kind of going, look, this is what I'm going to go get. I think she's going to go get it.
Absolutely.
Show her hands, will she get it? Yeah. Well, on last night's box, Megan said she's coming across as desperate.
Nah.
Rusty?
No, she's not. Megan, I'm sorry, you're a lovely girl, but you're jealous. Scotty and Tiffany.
Fuck it.
Scotty and Tiffany are a pair made in hell. They are so naughty together. I love the fact that Megan's only out one day after him protesting his love to her, and he's gone up with Tiffany. And Tiffany's so up for anything. She'll start on
Literally,
any man.
she's up for anything. They're her words, not mine.
I love it, yeah. I love her. She's funny.
Well, she said she'd been feeling left out over recent days. Do we think, Matt, this is going to sort of cement her place in the game?
Cement her place. I think
want to have a better
last
terminology.
Last night, I think she could win it from that night.
Yeah.
She was.
Oh my God,
was
it's so
funny.
big!
Yeah, like she was just hilarious. I can already see the Tiffany doll. Like you could string it back, and the sound bites come out. She could win it just from last night. She's
Oh my
wonderful.
God, I want to buy it! I'd buy it. I'd buy the doll. I'd buy that doll. Oh, well, one person who wasn't so impressed was Stephanie. Rick, I've got to come to you. Do you think, regarding obviously the whole situation with her and Jeremy, do you think Stephanie has got a right to be upset?
Come on now.
It's so difficult.
Come on.
Tell us what you really think. Tell us what you really think.
Go on.
Fuck it.
It's a really emotional game that is happening in that house, right? Being in there 24 hours a day, as Chris could probably tell you, is totally different to seeing an edited
100%.
hour, right? So being on top of each other...
Hey, go on, girl.
Well, but being on top of each other like that for so long, there's a thing called theatre love, right? And if you're ever in the theatre, you'll know, just being with somebody over a long period of time, you end up kind of really liking that person, being like, oh, actually, actually,
could be your mother.
Rusty.
It happens in the first 2 days.
It happened. But little bit by little bit, she was denying it. You know, she's denying these feelings, and she's in a really vulnerable state right now. I don't know where she knows. I think once she comes out of the house, she'll wake up a little bit.
Like 12.
Ricky,
So young.
do you think she's... I'm going to ask the question again.
Oh,
Do
you're
you
terrible.
think she's got the right to feel that she's been
No,
outdone by?
of course not, because she's not with him. She's not with him.
It's hard. It's such a hard situation because of how it's all come about. Chris, let me ask you, what was it like living with the pair of them? Because, like, you know, a lot of arguments started with people, Gemma, one of them, and even Daniela saying, you know, you've got a boyfriend on the outside, you shouldn't be doing this. What was it like living with that relationship?
I mean, I'll be totally honest. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. It was the tension. It caused a lot of problems within the house, and that's where that's where some of the major arguments stem from. I didn't really. I don't know whether I did or I didn't, but I turned a blind eye to most of it, really. You know. But you know, I mean, I don't know what you've seen on the outside, but I know
we've seen it all, babe.
Right, okay. So I mean. you know, it is an intense situation, and I can't really describe what it's actually like inside. You know, people do change, and people do silly things, you know, and people, you know, get mixed up into certain situations, and maybe that's what it's done to certain people in there.
Let me find out what are we making of the whole Steph getting upset?
Stephanie, I don't know.
Shut up, Rusty! I can hear you from over here. Jeez, don't make me press that button. Go on, Chris. There we go.
I mean, I understand she's very close to Jeremy. There's nothing wrong to be close to somebody. But Tiffany's crossed the line several times with Jeremy. Now, Jeremy... Sorry, Stephanie, sorry.
I mean, Tiffany crossed a lot of lines after that. I want to bite it.
Let's start again. Yeah, Stephanie, I mean, she's crossed the line several times. But Jeremy, But Jeremy, on the other hand, Jeremy's single, right? Jeremy's single, so at the end of the day, he can do whatever he wants. He can do...
For one of better choice of words, I didn't want to cause a masturbate, all right?
Fuck it.
Thank you, yeah. Over here.
Very clever.
Let's talk about Jeremy then. He said nothing can get resolved until they're out of the house. So, Matt, like Chris said, it's a bit of a pressure cooker in there. You get close to people. What advice would you give these two young lovebirds?
Oh, God.
Come on, do your best, Denise. Come on.
Do you know what? I genuinely think, like you said, you can never judge a situation until you're in there. It's a magnified, close proximity infatuation. So they just got to keep a cool head and just be smart. But they're like 20-odd, so just whatever happens, happens. This is part of it, so just carry on. If you can make a fool of yourself, you'll find out when you get the booze when you come out. So just do whatever you want to do. Just stop being so rude.
Rusty's agreeing. I mean,
yes, it's true. They're young. Look, they're young. She's 22. They're very young. We have experience of life. She hasn't had the experience of life. And at the end of the day, when she...
Hang on a minute. I've got to put this out there. Babe, I love you, but if you're trying to pass as 22... I'm sorry. I don't mean to be very
I was very grown up at 22. I never cheated on anybody in my life. And when I was 22, I never cheated on anybody then. I was grown up about it. And there was no cameras to catch me out then. I could have cheated and nobody would have known, but I didn't. So...
Well, look, we touched on it earlier. I want to talk about the detox clinic. Stephanie, Scotty T, John and Tiffany have been locked in. They've got to follow Gillian's house rules, and these are the following rules. Okay. Housemates must keep to all of Gillian's rules.
Oh, dear.
Housemates must eat clean. Housemates must drink clean. Yes. Housemates must act clean. Nice. Housemates must not question Gillian's authority. Housemates must not swear, and housemates must not make a mess. Rusty, I know you can cook, but can you eat clean?
I always eat clean. Look at me.
Yeah.
I've been doing all my juicing. I'm eating very clean at the moment. But I agree at the moment. But I agree with her with certain things. Let's cut down on the swearing a bit, because it's not acceptable all the time, effing and jeffing.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Fuck it.
Leave it to us, guys.
The rules are great. I think she's great to put rules in, but Miss Gemma is not going to live up to those rules. I can see a fight.
Well, this is what I wanted to ask you, Chris. I mean, I think it's quite safe to... Look at Gillian's. Look at her. Go on, girl. Go on, girl. She's ready and raring. Rusty's just said it. Gemma, she doesn't take authority well from Big Brother. No. How's she going to take it from Gillian McKeith?
I mean, not just Gemma. I think there'll be a lot of people in there that are going to be really pissed off with that. And it's, honestly, it's going to be nice to see what goes on. But yeah, Gemma won't like authority at all. She won't like it at all, and she's not very well at the moment as well. So that's going to make it even worse.
She's going to be fuming. Finally, I've got to give a mention to the British George Clooney. Mr. Rust, is he your type?
Which is him?
Oh, that one.
Oh, you! No!
Rusty!
Darren! Darren, sorry. Of course, that's what he said last night, sorry.
You make me blush.
Yes, Darren's adorable. I love Darren. I love Darren. Sorry, I love Darren. I absolutely love him.
She ain't got a fucking clue who he is. Look. Terrible. Terrible, get out.
Of course I do.
Mac, do we think he might be expected to get a role in the next Oceans film after his appearance?
Oh, I like it. I think he's coming out of his shell. He's protested sometimes too much how much of a changed man he is. I think that's done. We all know he's a good guy, and yeah, I'd like to see the comeback of Darren Day.
Yes.
Is he a bit of a heartthrob? Karen likes a bit of Darren Day. Well, listen, I promised you earlier. Shut up, Rusty. She started again. I did promise you earlier, our panel and audience have got a few questions of their own for our Christopher Maloney. So let's start. God help us with Rusty. Rusty, what's your question? If you can remember
I can remember it. You know when you did the colour on... The fake tan on, how far did you go?
All the way.
Did you see no?
Yeah. Quite a few times.
Sorry, for those at home, that was no.
Her designer vagina.
Did you see it?
Twice. What was it like?
Whoa. Was it worth the £2,000?
Nah.
Let's just bring it to the audience. Cal, what's your question for Maloney?
Oh, Chris, you're right, babes. Hello, love. We were a bit... Sorry, I just can't get over the designer vagina thing. Sorry. Explain me. Babes, some of the moments when you and Daniela were first making up those first few days looked really orcs. Yeah. Were you just doing that for the camera, or was it really real?
No, it was real.
Was it real?
Yeah, it was absolutely real.
Right,
it was so awkward. I mean, it was
orcs. We felt for you.
Yes, yeah, it was awkward, but we managed to resolve it. And thank God.
Yes. It's all right now, really. Not just for the cameras.
No. We both in there. We didn't. You know, obviously people go in there, people perform, but we're real. We're real people.
Good. Here you are. Lovely question, Cal. Ricky, let's bring it to you. What's your question?
Right, my question to you, Chris. Tiffany, do you think that she's going to get it on now that you're not there to kind of help with the Truth or Dares? Do you think that she's going to be able to get it on?
Do you know what? Right, she's very, very quiet. She's very quiet. I mean, in the day, she hardly speaks. Come night time and she's had a Prosecco, she is wild. And I don't really know what goes on in the diary room, as you were speaking before, but I don't think so, no. I think she's going to hold back a little bit until she gets out.
We'll see.
But she is horny at the moment. She woke me up last night moaning in her sleep.
Beautiful. I've got time for one quick last question. Where's Luke? Oh, Luke, you're there. That's bargain.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up, you again. Go on, Luke.
You all right, Chris? Mine's a bit of a serious one. If you were being chased by a 20-foot fire-breathing kitten, which housemate would you trip up to save yourself?
Fuck it.
Give it up for Christopher, guys. We need an answer. Coming up, we're going to be heading over to the house for a piece of exclusive Action Plus. Christopher's going to be getting a deep and thorough probing from the Truth Extractor Report. Oh, it won't hurt a bit. I'll see you after this break. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. Still to come, Christopher's going to get a right old drilling as we get to the root of his time in the house. All the gags on a Tuesday. But first, here's what's been going on since his sad departure.
She's going to freak at this.
Is she going to be taking our blood and all this stupid shit?
No, she won't do that.
I bet it's horrible.
I bet she's going to want to see our show.
We haven't got this on the screen.
Oh, gosh.
That's what the programme is. You shit in a Tupperware dish, and then you have to open it in front of her, and she looks at your poo. And
I'll knock her out if she smells. No, not literally knock. I mean, like, it'll knock her out if she smells mine.
Well, listen, she goes to... No.
You're not going to show your shit on
worse.
fucking
I don't care what your shit smell like.
They don't show the actual store, but they show her opening the box. They never show the actual shit on the product, but they show her opening it. I mean, most of the time, the shit she looks at are just like slop. They're not even slop. They're just
what mine's like.
They're just like diarrhea.
Chris, what are we making of that?
I'm glad I'm out. There's enough shit going on in that house. You know what I mean? Enough shit flying about.
Do we reckon? I mean, I don't know what's been planned, but do we think that we might be seeing a bit of that?
Yeah.
I think.
Do we want to see it?
No.
Yeah. Chris is. Yeah. Oh man, I don't mind. Well, you just have to wait and see. That's enough of the toilet talk. Full of it, I'm full of it, babe. Oh, well, listen, Christopher, your time in the house is sadly over, babes. I'm sorry. But you have got one more... Rusty.
It's her, not me, you know. It's bad influence.
He has got one more appointment to keep, and I promise, babe, this won't hurt one bit. It is time for your truth extraction! Don't worry, babes. I do all of my own work. Come on! Come on now! Right, Christopher, you are in safe hands. Now you're sitting comfortably. I'm going to shoot some quick fire questions at you, and I want your sharpest response, OK? Do you promise to tell the truth? The whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Then let's begin.
Oh, my God.
Christopher, which housemate wanted you to projectile vomit? Who made you projectile vomit?
Gemma.
Gemma? Oh! Good drill. Who in that house is faker than my veneers?
Gemma.
Gemma! Oh! They can't all be up. Who needs to be extracted from the house next?
Gemma!
Oh! All right. Would you rather live with Tiffany for a whole year or get a root canal by me?
Tiffany!
Right, it's the hard one. X Factor or Big Brother?
Big Brother!
All right. Who deserves the crown?
Darren Day.
Oh, Darren. Which housemate got on your nerves the most?
Fuck it.
Oh.
Gemma!
Which housemate... Rusty's pressing that button. Which housemate should brace themselves for a frosty reception?
Gemma!
Oh, for God's sake. Whose bark is worse than their bite?
Oh, Tiffany.
Oh. I just want to bite it. What made you spitting mad in there?
Gemma!
I don't even want to ask this last question, but who was the root of all problems in the house? Oh.
Gemma!
Right, it is time to gargle and spit, but let's find out who's been rinsing you on social media. Who said this about you in the house? The biggest shock of this series is that the madness of the other housemates have made Christopher Maloney look relatively normal. Was it A, Dan Wootton, B, Piers Morgan, or C, Tina Malone?
It was Dan Wootton. Was it?
The correct answer was... Dan Wootton! That is it for tonight. A massive thank you to my fantastic panel and our audience. I'm going to be back here tomorrow at 11 p.m. where I'm going to be joined. You stay there. My Big Brother legend, Alex Sibley. And we'll be putting the celebs to the test with the infamous Box IQ test. And apparently it's football season. Really? Yes, so we're over on 5 Star. But until then, stay tuned for Live from the House right here on 5. He'll be back on Thursday. Night-night.